and welcome to KY Talks. I am your host Trupta Kolgud Nadkarni. On this digital platform, we speak to entrepreneurs from various fields who told us why they didn't want to be stuck in the typical 9 to 5, but they wanted to do something different. They wanted to follow their heart and their passion. And such a successful entrepreneur we will be speaking with today is Swati Chitalia. She is the founder of Leading to Light, a one-of-a-kind institution spreading awareness about the Indian culture, values, and traditions to children. It is a form of enrichment and education beyond the classroom. Swati is the whole and soul behind Leading to Light. By that, I mean she manages everything from the teaching to the course content to the admin work, everything. Amazing. That is super, super impressive. Swati also loves children, and I'm very sure the children also love her. So we are going to find out more about that from Swati. So hi and welcome to KY Talks. Swati, how are you doing today?
I'm very good. Thank you for this wonderful introduction, Trupta. It's an honor to be here and would be very happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much. So Swati, can you tell us about what exactly is Leading to Light, and the name also is really, really amazing. So please tell us more about it.
So Leading to Light is a small venture that I started out in 2016 with the purpose to bring Indian mythology, culture, value education to the kids, which is missing in today's world. Absolutely. And the name was coined by my father-in-law. We didn't want to have those common names which are there like Sanskriti or some, those things which are usually a cliche. Right. So this was something different and it just hit us. There was a long list of names, but this name captured the attention. Right. And then I have individual classes under Leading to Light, which are the Masti series. So we start off with Masti Mama Ke Saath, which is the baby batch. Then there's Masti Ki Pathshala, which is for 3 to 4-year-old kids. Then we have Masti Ka Megh Dhanush. Then we have Masti Ka Pitara, Masti Ka Udaan. So as the age goes, the different batches with a different course content designed specifically for that age group.
Okay, and what is the age group of these kids? Like what is the lowest to the highest age?
Yeah, so we start from 1.5 years of age, and the eldest I am currently taking is 11 to 12 years. Because after that, the kids get too busy with schoolwork and there is homework and a lot of other pressures, which, they don't have time for these kind of activities anymore.
Correct. So, and it's both like in person as well as you offer it online as well.
So till March 2020, it was only in person, like children used to come home and I used to take the class. The class venue is my own residence. Right. But because of this pandemic from April end, we are doing online. So all the classes are currently online.
Okay.
So even a 1.5-year-old sits with the mother for the online class.
Wow, that's wonderful. So please take note, viewers and listeners, do go to her website, leadingtolight.com, and please check it out. It's amazing. So Swati, I do want to ask you, you were an optometrist, and what was the motivation behind switching gears and being the founder of this lovely venture?
So basically, I would put it at 3 points. One is love. So as you said, it's my love for kids which got me to start this. Second thing is the purpose, where I really wanted to spread this knowledge of Indian mythology, which I felt was missing. And third is the skill. I'm very happy to say that I do have that little bit of skill to attract the kids. They sit through the class and they really enjoy it. So these 3 things together kind of motivated me to start off, and by God's grace, it's going really well.
Absolutely, and you've been going strong since 2016, and so I'm sure the kids must be really loving your sessions. So what is it about this field that gives you a sense of accomplishment, or just in common terms, of kick bolte hai na, like I know what I'm doing is the right thing?
in a very simple word, it's the feedback from the mothers which gives me a sense of satisfaction. Like when we had the physical classes and moms would come to pick the child up, and she would say that, my child is saying the prayers daily or is doing his or her work on her own. Basically putting into action what I am teaching them in the class. When I hear that, that definitely gives a very good feeling, a very satisfied feeling. When I see the children involved in the class, they are happily walking into the class, they are laughing, they are enjoying the 1 hour. Or when they tell me that, oh, class is over, so that also gives a feeling of accomplishment, that as a teacher, they don't feel that, oh, we don't want to go to the class, they are waiting for the class.
We don't want the session.
So I think, yes.
Right. Nice. So can you please tell me or shed some light on what is it that makes Leading to Light so interesting for kids?
Yeah. So there are certain things that I have covered in each and every class. So when it's yoga, it's not done in the way like you and me as adults would do it. Okay. I have made stories around the yoga asanas. So that makes it very interesting for them. Like it could be a trip to the zoo. It could be a trip to a garden. It could be like we are going on a space journey, and then there are different asanas involved in that. Wow. So they are doing the yoga asanas, they're getting the benefits, yet it's in a very fun, filled way. Then there are some peppy songs which have been composed by family. My husband, he sings, and we have music to it. So those songs are also very interesting. They all have very good meanings of the gods, values. Okay. So along with the peppiness, they also learn something from the songs. And the last thing is a very unique style of storytelling that I have, which I think captures and captivates their attention. So I think it's maybe a mix of all this that helps Leading to Light grow.
Amazing. And if I'm correct, you yourself also have been practicing yoga for many years. So I think
yes,
that tied in with the story sequence and your way of telling, I'm sure the kids must be really enjoying that.
Correct. I have done my teacher's training way back in 1997, 98.
Okay.
So yeah, I have been practicing since then and was also teaching ladies and children at that point of time. Okay. But now using that knowledge with these other mythological stories and stuff along with it to make a complete package. So it's not just yoga, neither is it just stories. Okay. We also do shloka chanting. When we were in the physical concept, we used to take them out to a garden, to a temple. So a little bit of interaction, learning to wait in a queue. Right. So simple things which parents want to tell the kids, but when it comes from the mom or the dad, the child doesn't listen to it. But when it comes from an outsider, it has an immediate impact.
Absolutely. Kids are always resistant when parents tell them. Somebody else telling is the most effect. So that's very wonderful. So, Swati, I did want to ask you, like, whenever a new venture is started, it does have its share of ups and downs or like obstacles and barriers. So in your case, like, what were some of the barriers you broke during this entrepreneurial journey?
I think because this is something which is related to mythology and to spirituality, by God's grace, there were no major obstacles. But yes, small things like, the venue or doing this admin work, designing the course content, making sure that it is interesting for each and every age group, not having repeated, doing the same thing again and again. So these are small barriers, small obstacles, which were very easily overcome by doing regular reading, by putting in efforts. And that's it. Luckily, no other major barriers.
Good. So glad to hear that, and hope it continues effortlessly henceforth also. So, at this point, what do you think is needed to take Leading to Light further, to reach your business goals and aspirations?
Yeah. I would actually not call it as a business. It's more like a passion that I'm following. But yes, to take it to a higher level, I think continuous focus on the purpose is very, very important. And to ensure that I maintain the quality, not compromise on it at any point of time, and keep on improving. Like, maybe, as I said, keep reading things, attend lectures, and try to see in which way I can make it more interesting for the kids. I think if these things are taken care of, it will keep growing.
Right. Your passion. So I will not use the word business. Your passion will keep growing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
absolutely, 100% agree.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, how do you think this venture has changed you? What would you like to say about that?
Yeah. So, as you know, it's all dealing with children. Like the only interaction I have with the mothers is when it's filling up the registration form and the payments. But then it's always I'm surrounded with kids. So, and kids are a bundle of joy. They have a lot of innocence in them. So I think because I'm around them all the time, their positivity and innocence is still there in me. Like I feel very proud to say that, I am also still like a child, very young at heart. And all credit to this goes to these young ones who are, bubbling with energy. And I think they like to be around me because of this quality that I have taken from them, like trying to be like one of them, not like a teacher on one side, but just mixing along with them.
Right.
So that is definitely a very good, positive thing that has happened, being young always.
Absolutely. And it's how you perceive it, because kids can immediately sense that body language. And if you act like one of them, then they
Yes.
connect with you
Correct.
instantly. And
Yeah.
it's
So many times, mothers tell me that, how did you find this out? And it's not that I have asked something to the child, just comes to the class and shares something, and it's something which has been troubling the mother for a very long time. And just because the child has told me and I share it with her, the problem gets solved. So it's like a very casual talk, not like a formal class setup.
right. Because outside of home, I think you are like the second mother. They'd feel comfortable coming and sharing
Yeah.
with you that they wouldn't share at home. And I
Correct.
also think what you're doing is so amazing because of the Western influence that is happening nowadays. What you're doing, I think, is really amazing, and it will take this generation a long way. So
Thank you. That is actually one of my aims, you can say, is to make better human beings.
absolutely.
So if I can make a little bit of a difference in the child who comes to the class, I think the purpose of Leading to Light is solved.
Absolutely, I'm sure you already are. And I would like to ask you that what is some advice or some words of wisdom that you would like to give to the upcoming entrepreneurs out there? Because most of the times they want to take that step, but something holds them back. So what would you like to tell them?
Yeah. So while we say that passion is very important, and I myself am pursuing my passion, I feel along with passion, grit is very, very essential. So just by saying that, I'm doing something which is very passionate for me, it's not enough. Continuous hard work is definitely required to make anything successful. So my simple message to everybody would be that follow your passion, but make sure you are putting enough hard work, and don't lose that grit, don't lose that focus.
Very true, very true, very good. Yeah, don't lose your focus and grit, and work hard. So
Yes, work hard.
right. Thank you, Swati. Those were some great words. And once again, it was very nice. Thank you for giving us your time to come on a KY digital platform and speaking to us. And we wish you all the very best for Leading to Light. And it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me over. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Bye.